What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mom and Son Show.
I'm the mom.
And I'm the son, and today we have a very long episode.
It probably will be long unless I can talk really fast and you don't interrupt me.
That's a good point. But when I don't interrupt you, we go on for longer. But when I mean long, I mean we're talking about the reason why some of the lines of the rides at Disney are going to be so long.
Gotcha.
And why some of them are going to be shorter. So, if you're wondering what that even means, stick around. And your daily reminder, like and subscribe. But let's go ahead and talk about it, Mom. We're going to go right into it because we don't have that much time.
Okay.
As always on Thursdays, what do we talk about?
We talk about ride
closures.
And guess what? No change.
Never updated the picture. We don't know what's going on at Splash Mountain. We're going to put a note here for next time because you want to know what's going on at Splash Mountain. It's not Splash Mountain anymore. They are doing complete refab of it. It looks very cool. You'll find out next Thursday. Keep going.
Blizzard Beach
is closed, and somebody had a great question of when we expect it to be open, and we answered it. But just in case you want to know, the last time it was what was it? Typhoon Lagoon was closed for 3 months. So I was thinking that this would be closed for 3 months, but now we're going on close to 4, maybe 5 months. So hopefully in the next couple of months it will be back open. But they did a whole frozen revamp on Typhoon Lagoon, so maybe they're doing something similar to Blizzard Beach.
Maybe.
Knows.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. And then, of course, August 7th to August 9th, which is right around the corner, just a couple of days refurbishment, maintenance on Haunted Mansion.
Ashes on the ground, so they're just closing and picking them up.
Hope not. White powder alert. If you don't know that, look at last week's episode.
This is why we are waiting.
Why are we waiting? So there are several theories for why we wait in line, and many of them are really true, like ride breakdowns, people getting sick in line.
That's true.
People not paying attention, keep up with the party in front of you. But here we're going to talk about two specific things. The first thing we're going to talk about is the rider ratios. We often hear, especially since it came out with the Genie Plus and the Lightning Lane, why we are waiting so long. And it's because if you pay for something, Disney's going to want to make sure that they're taking care of you. So what we mean about ride ratios is how many people are going through that Lightning Lane line versus how many people through the standby line.
And sometimes it feels like 100 people are going through, and we're about to explain why.
Okay, so there are different phases for the standby and Lightning line. So that's
Lightning Lane, yes. Phase 1,
so phase
1 to 4 ratio.
A 1 to 4. So if you are a family of 4, there's going to be a possibility of 16 Lightning Lane people going in ahead of you, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it could be, because once those 16 go through, they could still be going through.
And I would assume phase 1 is when there's not a lot of people, number one, in the Lightning Lane, or there's not a lot of people in the park at all. So that's phase 1.
Right. So that's pretty standard. Phase 2 is when Lightning Lane starts to get a little bit backed up. They don't want those Lightning Lane people to feel like they paid their money for nothing. So 4 standby guests, 56 through the Lightning Lane.
1 out of 14 ratio, which is, getting where you do feel like 100 people are going through. But we're not done yet. Phase 3, Mom.
They do have a phase 3 when it's really crowded. And usually what happens with this one is the ride breaks down and they give their Lightning Lane passes to people who are in line, blah, 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 blah. So they all get in line at the same time. And this has happened to us. When your sister and I were up there for Seven Dwarfs, we stood in line and my daughter says to me, Mom, they're letting all of these Lightning people go through. And I swear it was probably close to 80 people going through before another smaller group of the standby line went through.
So if you're wondering, hey, this doesn't seem fair, it might be because they're either backed up, ride broke down, or they're on phase 3 and just letting Lightning Lane go through because the Lightning Lane is too long.
Okay, then the other thing to consider is what about the hourly ride capacity? So what I did here is we're looking at the theoretical hourly ride capacity. So the numbers that we have here are perfect conditions.
Right.
So no ride breakdowns, people understanding what they have to do, not testing Tron as you get on the ride, but testing before so they don't have to wait and put you somewhere else. So here's what we're looking at.
And this is We're doing it by park, so it's very interesting. We're going to do the lowest or the least amount per hour, and then the most per hour, and then the medium.
Yeah.
So we'll start at Animal Kingdom.
Okay, at Animal Kingdom, the least efficient is Triceratops spin with
Only
900
guests per hour. So if you see that line being an hour, it's going to be a lot longer than maybe this one.
So Kali River Rapids and Expedition Everest, they can accommodate 1,800 guests per hour, which you think is pretty cool.
Right.
Pretty cool. But coming in at 2,400 guests per hour is Dinosaur. So they do a really good job of getting people in there and getting them off and getting the next group going.
And they're both per hour, so that just means that if Dinosaur is saying an hour wait and Triceratops is saying an hour wait, it doesn't mean that there's the exact same amount of people there.
No.
Triceratops is only 900 people, but there's 2,400 people in Dinosaur with the hour wait.
So it's almost 3 times as many people.
Yeah, pretty cool. Hollywood Studios.
Okay, 600 guests per hour for the Alien Saucer spin.
And that is because you can only load once, and then you do that long spin, and then you disembark and you load back on. So that takes a little bit longer.
2,000 guests per hour at Tower of Terror. So
Pretty cool.
We're getting up there with the nice numbers. 2,400 guests per hour, Toy Story Mania. And then coming in at the highest is 2,560 guests per hour at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Which is really cool because it's one of the newer rides. So Disney thought about, hey, how can we get more people through per hour on our newer rides, which is great. They should be thinking about that.
And also,
all the
if
time.
you notice, I did put how many rides there are at each of the parks. So at Animal Kingdom, they had 8 rides. Hollywood Studios is 9. So now let's see what Epcot. They have right now 11 rides. 1,000 guests per hour for Frozen. And those of you who have been there and waited in that line, you know a lot of times it can go all the way down into the regular walkway.
Yep.
Then at 2,200 guests per hour, you have your Figment, Ratatouille, and The Seas with Nemo. Then coming in at 2,400 guests per hour is Spaceship Earth.
What is Soarin'? Do you have Soarin' number?
I sure have Soarin' number. Where
I'd like
are
to
we
know
at?
what Soarin' is. We're at Epcot.
Soarin' is 2,088.
2,000. So about 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
2,088. Okay. Then Magic Kingdom, 11 rides. Now, there is one that's a lower capacity, and that's Barnstormer, and that comes in at 350. And those of you who know Barnstormer, it's a tiny ride. It's a little kid's ride. So I kind of left that off because most people your adults aren't going to be running to Barnstormer. But anyway, Astro Orbiter comes in at 420 guests per hour. It's a Small World, 3,000 guests per hour.
That's wild.
It's wild. 3,200 guests per hour is Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. And then coming in at the most efficient with 4,600 guests per hour is the
best ride in the park.
The People Mover.
I can't believe the Carousel of Progress is not on there.
Do you want to know what that is?
Oh man, I bet you it's only 900 an hour.
Carousel of Progress. Where's that at? Oh, 3,600.
3,600. Wow. So that's actually
it's up there.
It's number 2. Number 2 in the park.
Oh, it is. I screwed up on that one.
No, I thought this was just medium.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Phew, thank you. So the next time you go to the parks and you see these long lines or you see the waits, figure out which one would you rather do, because obviously some rides are going to get you on faster than others.
Right. And if you think about it, 4,600 people in 1 hour, there's a lot more opportunity for something to go wrong with that amount of guests than there is with only 900 guests.
You would think, yeah.
You would think.
Yeah.
And when you're loading in wheelchairs and different things like that, there's more opportunity for wheelchairs to be in that line, which may slow things up. So just think about that.
So, as I said, this was the theoretical guests per hour.
Yes.
They also have the operational per hour, which I didn't put on here because that's so variable. But basically what they say is you look at whatever that number is that I posted, deduct about 10%. And that's probably going to be closer to your operational. So if it's 2,000 per hour, it's going to look more like 1,000.
Yeah, it was a horrible number to do because then you got to do math. Yeah.
1,800.
Well, you don't teach anymore, so you're fine.
All right. So coming up on Monday, everybody.
On Monday, Mom and Son Show visits the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, everybody.
Which started off today. Today
Let's
is the first day
go.
of it.
So we will be there on Monday. We will give you a show Monday night to let you know our experiences and how it is. I know you guys will stay tuned for that because we are very excited for it. We have this opportunity.
Can't wait.
And then Tuesday, we are also going to see Rhinos.
But that'll be our Thursday.
That will be our Thursday episode. And on Thursday, I start work again. So
I'm sorry.
Sad day for everybody. Sad day. But before we go, Mom, let's go ahead and hear the mom joke of the day.
Okay.
She's ready for it.
I am. What do you call several Barbies in a line? Barbie dolls. What do you call several Barbie dolls in a line?
So first of all, before I answer this, I'm waiting for 1 week that you don't mess up the joke. Because you just gave me 3 different variations of this joke. I'm not sure which one it is.
What do you call several Barbie dolls in line?
I don't know.
A barbecue.
A barbecue. That's pretty funny.
Thank you.
If you said it right the first time, it would have been much better. Maybe
You
on
scare
Monday.
me. You scare me.
Maybe on Monday we'll have a joke where it's just a clean joke. Let's practice it over the weekend, okay? We'll practice the joke.
So guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Yes. Be safe.
And have fun.
Go USA, women's soccer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm the mom.
And I'm the son, and this is the Mom and Son Show.